We talk a lot about gratitude, especially during times for reflection like Ramadan. But what if the blessings we're supposed to be thankful for are so constant that we've kind of gone blind to them? In this explainer, we're going to dive deep into what it means to truly see and live with gratitude.
Right from the start, the Quran gives us this incredible perspective. It's not just saying there are a lot of blessings. It's saying they are literally beyond our ability to even count. I mean, just pause and think about that for a second. We are surrounded right now by a completely uncountable, infinite sea of gifts.
So, that brings us to the big question, right? If we're swimming in this ocean of blessings, why do we so often feel like we're stuck in a desert? Well, the answer seems to lie in something you could call familiarity blindness. The things that are the most constant in our lives, like our next breath, our safety, our health, they often become the most invisible.
Okay, so here's our game plan to unpack all of this. We'll start by really understanding the problem. Then we'll define what true gratitude actually is. After that, we'll zoom in on two huge blessings we often miss, see it all through a really unique lens, explore a powerful tool for hitting the reset button on our perspective, and finally, we'll look at how to put it all into practice.
So this idea of being drowned in an ocean of blessings, it's such a powerful way to put it. It perfectly captures how we get so used to good things that we just forget their value. They go from being this amazing gift we should acknowledge to just becoming our baseline expectation.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. In the Islamic tradition, gratitude, or shukr, isn't just a feeling you have or a word you say, it's a complete system. It's a whole way of life that's built on awareness, acknowledgement, and, crucially, action. And yeah, that takes us way beyond just saying a simple thank you. Real, true gratitude is an active, multi-layered practice. It's something that involves our entire being, our heart, our words, and our actions. So let's break that down. It all starts in the heart. That's the deep, internal feeling, the recognition that every single good thing comes from one source. Then it moves to the tongue. That's when we actually say it. We express that praise and thanks out loud. But the final step, and maybe the most important one, is with our limbs, with our actions. This is where gratitude gets real, when we use our blessings for good.
So, what are some of these huge blessings we tend to miss? Let's zoom in on two that are just absolutely fundamental to everything, yet so often they're totally invisible to us: the pillars of security and health.
This saying from the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is just incredible. It completely reframes how we think about wealth, security, health, and just enough food for one day. If you have those three things, it's as if you've been given the entire world. What a powerful way to remember what really, truly matters.
This comparison really brings it home, doesn't it? For so many of us, living in this oasis of security means we can go out without fear, we can actually plan for the future, we can count on basic services. These are things we just take for granted. But for so many people outside that oasis, life is a constant daily struggle against uncertainty. Security isn't some luxury. It's the very foundation everything else is built on. And then there's health. Wow, this metaphor is so perfect. Health is this crown that we wear every single day, and we're totally unaware it's even there. It's only when we get sick or when we see someone else who is that we can finally see the crown that was on our head the whole time.
Okay, let's try to make this a little more concrete. How do these massive, often invisible blessings of security and health actually impact something as everyday as, say, going to school?
Well, think about it. For a student, security means they can actually travel to school without being terrified. For a teacher, it means they have the mental energy to focus on educating and inspiring kids, not just on surviving. A stable environment isn't just a nice-to-have for education, it is an absolute prerequisite. And for millions of people around the world, this is a dream they don't have. So, how do we fight back against this familiarity blindness? Well, think of the month of Ramadan as this built-in, annual, intensive training course. It's specifically designed to reawaken our sense of gratitude. And the way it works is just genius in its simplicity. By temporarily and intentionally taking away the very things we take for granted, like a sip of water or a piece of fruit, fasting forces us to feel their true value again. When you break your fast at sunset, that first date, that first glass of water, it feels like the most amazing blessing in the world.
But it goes even deeper than that. This physical experience is meant to spark real empathy for people who live with that feeling of lack every single day. It's a reminder of those who don't have security or health, and it's meant to transform that internal awareness into external action, like giving to charity.
Which brings us to the most important part of all. How do we take this renewed feeling and turn it into real, concrete daily actions? This is where we get to that third pillar of Shukr, gratitude of the limbs. So, how do you actively show thanks for security? It's not just about saying the words. It's about being an active participant in maintaining it. Being a good citizen, contributing to your community in a positive way, and working to preserve the peace and stability you enjoy.
And what about that crown of health? The way to be grateful for it is to use it. Use your strength to help others who are weaker. Use your energy for good things. And of course, take care of your body like the precious gift that it is. Using your health for something harmful is pretty much the opposite of gratitude.
And when it comes to wealth and resources, gratitude is all about circulation. It means putting those resources back into the community through charity, actively looking for people in need, and consciously trying not to be wasteful. It's about seeing wealth as a trust, something that's meant to benefit more than just yourself. And for the incredible blessing of knowledge, gratitude is actually pretty straightforward. If you're a student, it means studying with purpose and a good intention. If you're a teacher, it means doing your job with excellence and genuine care for your students. And here's the ultimate promise, stated so clearly in the Qur'an. The very act of being grateful opens the door to receive even more. It's a beautiful, virtuous cycle. The more you recognize and act on your blessings, the more they grow. So we'll leave you with this question to think about. If we can start to see that our life is in fact an oasis of security, of health, of countless unseen gifts, then the question isn't about what we lack anymore. The question becomes, what are we going to do with this incredible abundance, starting right now, today?